my friend. We're going to be doing What Shall We Do with the Drunken Sailor. Now, this is on page 64 of the 100 all-time greatest baritone ukulele tunes. Let's look at the first measure. We're going to be in the key of D because there are two sharps, an F sharp, and then 5 notes away, a C sharp. F, G, A, B, C. So the F sharp, and then right below it, the C sharp, which means we're going to be having D major, E minor. We're going to move this up here and bar, B, double R, E, the 2nd fret. That's going to be our F sharp. Then we're going to go to our G, major 4, major 5 is going to be an A major. Then we're going to be going to our B minor. Looks a lot like our major, but we're going to flatten the 3rd for a minor 3rd. And then we're going to go back kind of to the A major, bar the whole thing up so it looks like it's going to be an F sharp minor 7. And then we're going to put a secondary finger right here. Now, whatever fingering you're using, what you want to do is make sure the whole thing's barred and you're playing just the top G note. You can also play that chord independently with these 2 notes and then the G and the E string open. It gives you the same desired effect with resolution. So for our chords, we're going to be playing in E minor, which means right, and then we can also put a pinky up here if we want to, or a 3rd finger. It sounds really good to have the G over the top there, relatives. E minor, what we're going to do with the Drunken Sailor is going to go to a D major. What we're going to do with the Drunken Sailor, we're going to hold that out for another bar. We're going to go right back to the E minor, going to do with the Drunken Sailor. There's a quick turnaround. So I want to show you a fingering, which makes it easier than having to go D, B minor, and all this crazy bar chord nonsense. So what you do is you play your D and then with the pinky, put it on that note. When's playing a major chord, and then you put on the minor 6, it becomes a D6. Therefore, it acts like it's a minor. Yeah. So what we have here, we're going to have open B for almost all of our melody. We're going to jump down to the E note, and then we're going to go up to the G, then to the B. These are all open notes except for that one E string, and then our E note on the D string, 2nd fret. And then we're going to play just the A note. A. It's going to go along with the rhythm. We're going to have a quarter, 8th note, quarter, 8th note, quarter, 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 quarter. So if you're not familiar with this, turn your instrument over. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo on the back, or clap, clap, clap your hands. I got a little hand injury, so I can't clap too hard, but here we go. What you gonna do with a drunken sailor? What you gonna do with a drunken sailor? Quarter, 8th note, quarter, 8th note, quarter, 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 half note, half note. Half note, dotted quarter, 8th, quarter, 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 half note, dotted 8th, 8th, quarter, 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 half note, dotted quarter, 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 half note, half note. That's how you count out the notation if nobody's ever shown you how to do that. If you have questions, check out the website here. The YouTube has it all. If not, just Google something along the lines of how to count notes. Okay, so for the first, I like to kind of give it a little groove with my thumb here, or even act like I'm using the tippy top of my finger here. Da 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 da. Down up, down up, down, down up, down. Down up, down up, down, down up, down. Down, down, down. See how that goes? Da 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 da. Boom, boom, boom. The kind of idea is, if you do this exercise, mute all your strings, go back and forth between your low note and your high note. So D to G, D to B, D to E. And when you do this, you get really familiar with where those strings are. So when you're playing melodies, you can focus more on the actual notation, da 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 da, boom boom boom, than wondering where your finger's gonna be. This is counterintuitive to playing fingerstyle, but it is a great way to play melodies that go through scales or modes. I hope that made sense. If not, check out the channel once again, or just Google scales and modes. Modus! Here we go. I'm going to play a little pizzazz over the top of this and see if we can fit that melody line into. So the E minor. Feels good to do this. So what I got going on here, let me slow it down. 1, 2, down, up, 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 down. So when we're playing in 4/4. We play like this. We're exhibiting something that looks like eighth notes, but when it's playing that fast, they're actually going to be 16th notes. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... What I'm doing is I'm taking the point from the end of my middle finger here to my elbow, which is exactly a straight line. That's a fulcrum. So what I'm doing is I'm going up and down like that, and then I'm also acting like I'm shaking this like in a figure 8, or just flinging off some water drops, if you want to look at it that way, and going la 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 la, letting my fingers buzz up and down all strings. So when we play, what you gonna do with the Drunken? Say D, gonna do, back to the E minor. What you gonna, here comes the B minor D. So remember, you throw your D, but you keep the pinky. Boom, boom, boom. Early in the morning. Really quick style, yeah? Do, 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 do. That way, we could go through the whole process of playing any rhythm, no matter if it's slow. The all the way alternative is you could remove all of your hands and then lift this finger so you're only playing there. That works with a big old D major 7, and then add your note over the top of your major 7. Boom. And then move to the E. Either way you're working this, you could use a couple different variations of it, but they're always going to kind of look the same. Even if we did this early in the morning, it would still move. I'm going to pizzazz it out. I hope you had a good time. I'm having a great time. Bye. What you going to do with the Drunken Sailor? What you gonna